If you are a newcomer to this Grandpa Honesty Guy thing, listen, I want to give you a quick overview. I have lived an amazing life. I went to Russia when I was 16. I toured Europe on trains. I lived in San Francisco. I traveled back and forth across the country like 12 times through all the little towns and roads, taking pictures of neon and diners and driving old cars. And then 24 years of actually, I stopped slandering the churchianity people and I went and sat and took notes among all of them. And then God said, "Get out of there." In 2018, I took 24 years of like really humble research without negativity. I wanted to find out what goodies those people had going on. And I started studying all the ancient stuff. So now, um, basically, I'm chasing down connecting with families with addicted loved ones. If you don't understand that the whole problem with heroin and opiate stuff and the fentanyl and these other bizarre drugs that are filtering into the world and killing people, this is an agenda. This is like planned stuff. People are making money off of this. They're depopulating the world. Whatever. You just have to get used to this stuff. But how do we tighten up and become friends? Okay, so I'm working on the Family Freedom Party Handbook, a new way of looking at communion for Americans who tend to be selfish and addiction prone. I'm working on a very, very wonderful resurrection of the road tour, the diner book, that was made by me and my precious friend Christine over years and years and years. Thousands of photographs of America during the punk scene. San Francisco, New York, London, Brighton, all over the place. Um, and I have all of these wonderful projects going. I'm actually walking the streets of Polk County, introducing people to a a program of rehab centers where you can take a break from your life for 10 months. Literally get away from your friends, your family, your church group, and your peer group and your devices, and rest and study wisdom. Listen, if you don't know this one point, the reason why the Bible is weird and strange and worthy of using is that the Hebrew scriptures, the Tanakh, hold 200 to 300 predictions of the coming of a supernatural visitor. There's no other human being in all history who has hundreds of predictions set in writings across 1,000 years, written by 30 people that didn't know each other. The reason why the Bible has value is this bizarre predictions in the Hebrew scriptures, and then the coming of the predicted one. And then, I mean, it's easy to criticize and say, okay, well, how can the New Testament be real? Because it was written down 50 to 90 years after Jesus was gone. Well, the same supernatural essence that put all those predictions in the Hebrew scriptures, could also cause human beings to bring forth perfect accounts, perfect basic accounts of the one who showed up and walked the world. So if you're not thinking supernaturally, like a spirit power, a glorious power that cares about humans and is trying to sneak through the darkness, it's this picture of a friend trying to whisper through the noise and give you a little thread of connection, even though there's lots of death and evil and confusion and horrible stuff. These scriptures are actually the whisper of the omnipresent one. It's the wink of the sweet one. But once you've discovered the value of the scriptures, Then you got to figure out how to live and be friends and not go insane. So I challenge you to one understanding. Being content in your singleness was something that was never coached to me when I was a young person. And I literally ended up being an arousal addict for the better part of 40, 30, 40 years. And there wasn't any open forum of friends that tightened up and say, hey, are you doing okay? Are you, you know, being faithful to your inner self and best choices and stuff like that? So, anyhow, um, the primary thing is that I have about 14 amazing projects going on, and I don't really have anyone on team. So if you want to connect with me, I mean, one of the easiest ways is, Facebook. So David Jeremiah Bowden is my Facebook, or Stephen Daniel Lintner is my Facebook. I have two Facebooks because I met my birth father for the first time when I was 40 years old, and I legally changed my name, and both names are marvelous to me. And the kids call me Grandpa Jeremiah. So listen, if you want to team up with Grandpa Jeremiah, there's all kinds of cool stuff to do, and your life will feel more purposeful and refreshing and clarity, and you'll be able to even help the people that you're caring about better, because I'm carrying a lot of goodies that are not hard to figure out, and you can put them on and practice them. So, peace. Shoka da baka da boko.